And it's just so much of it is just brilliant. The way Scott controls sound. You know, you don't realize how important it is. A good illustration is in Sister Location when Hand Unit reboots the whole system and everything goes quiet. You didn't realize that there was really any sound happening until that happened. And then that deathly still quiet, and you're like, oh, no. And then the one little thing, the scariest voice in the whole game is Julie Shields' this little girly voice that says, motion trigger activated. And you're like, no!
Yeah.
No, something's coming through, you know. And you're like, that's so brilliant, though, the way the sound was manipulated in that. If you're not playing with headphones on, you're missing it. The way Ballora her music comes in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
You just feel like you're on the floor and she's dancing past you.
Oh my God.
Yes. Oh God, don't kill me. You know, it's really good. I don't even remember what the question was. We rambled.
Yes or no?
Up here in the front. Yeah.
Do you know a person named Doggo?
Yes.
Good guy.
Louis Dawkins, one of our favorite YouTubers. I am a dog bro.
Dog bro.
Doggo's hit about 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His show was fun. I did the show.
We've done this show.
Doggo Show Season 2, Episode 1? Yeah. FNAF Show Season 2, Episode 1.
Yeah. And then we both have voices in the FNAF show theme song that we did.
That was cool. Can you just sing this for us? We're like, yeah, we'll sing it. And he just cut it all together. It was awesome.
And I was like, well, Hand Unit wouldn't sing. He would just say the words
Yeah,
in rhythm. No need to be terrified. But Donko, when Sister Location first came out in October of 16, which was early October 16, before October was done, we did a 5 nights at St. Jude's fundraiser with Donko. And so all of the 6 or 8 voice actors of us that were in Sister Location at the time did a show with him, and it went all weekend long. And I gotta make this story a little longer. So he had done it before there were really voice actors in the game, and he had raised about $5,000 for St. Jude's. Well, we raised $5,000 on Saturday of a weekend fundraiser when the voice actors jumped in. And so Scott Coffin messaged Dawko and said, Scott Coffin is the creator of the games. He said, if you can raise $10,000 this weekend, I will make a 10 times match.
Wow.
And so we hit 10,000, maybe 8 o'clock my time on Sunday night. And everybody was just like, well, I mean, everybody was tuning in for that. And if you make a donation, you can type your name and you can type a little message. So a lot of people would have like $30 for the weekend, and they'd donate $1 at a time just so they could communicate it. It was almost like paying to be in the chat. And a donation comes in from Scott, $99,999.
Wow.
And then a second donation from Scott, $1. Dawko freaked out. He's like, oh, Scott, I can't believe you did that. You are a great man. Millions of children.
He does a little breath. He goes,
oh, Scott, he was on teary-eyed. It's just remarkable. So Scott's one of those people who literally now has more money and knows what to do with, and is doing the right thing with it.
Yeah,
he's a remarkable guy.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me get my head going. Hat with X on it.
Which game do you think is the scariest? Like,
I think 4.
Yeah, because I've never played, but watching the game,
it's in a kid's bedroom.
Yeah,
Have you ever been
I agree.
in your own bedroom?
Force.
Closets, something like that. Things that look, that pile of clothes now looks like an alien.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look right. Okay.
No, I just needed to say, because you talked about the sound design, and I think it's amazing. I'm deaf in one ear, and I can't get the full experience of it. I cannot play FNAF 4 because it requires you to have directional hearing, and I can't do it. If an animatronic is at the right door, I just can't. I just won't be able to hear it.
So what you need is high-quality studio speakers, so that this speaker comes in this ear, and this speaker also comes in this ear, but fainter.
Thank you. I'll try that.
Studio monitors. There we go. Who hasn't gone yet? I see hands of people. Oh, in the back right here.
What do you think is the scariest animatronic?
I don't know about
I know Springtrap. That's a popular.
Springtrap. Not necessarily the scariest, but my least favorite, the most hideous to me, is Chica.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Chica. I guess the plus Chica is cute. But it's a bird with teeth. And then somebody last week in the
I agree.
was like, yeah, but which one is the Chica with no beak? That's not better. A bird without a beak is not better than a bird with teeth. That's both horrible.
There's a reason there's no beat. Like,
Yeah.
I think withered chica is like
So
just
when I was
no,
curating
all
the
types of
VR
no.
game, it was we had the night where Chica had all the roaches crawl.
Oh
I was like, this ain't helping.
no!
This ain't helping. And Chica with the roaches. Because I don't like roaches either. I'm sure. I don't know. We all have our. I mean, there's a lot of theories going around about Glitch Bonnie. This is the new. There's a glitchy digital Bonnie in the background of the game that just kind of is back there. Or if you win the game, it's back there dancing or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what. Oh, I haven't played enough of the game. I'm really bad at the game, and so I haven't played it, and I like to listen to myself and go, thanks me. When I go, well done. Eat it. Pizza that Chica's got roaches all over it and stuff. But, so I haven't discovered much, but man, Glitch Bonnie, that's a weird one. And whenever Scott leaves us things like that, it always makes me think there's more to come.
Does he tease? Scott just teased something. Yeah, what's that?
58, what's that?
So, Doggo did a review on it, I think, like 2 days or 3 days ago.
No, what's it? I have to watch it.
I was traveling.
Yeah. He says, and he was, and Scott also posted a picture of,
Yeah, like the back, like behind the on the stage. Was the
What's
stage.
58 though?
and 58.
That was like the
is-
second picture he posted.
There was like a bunch of comments behind, like if you write on the screen, there was
Like
a bunch
reviews of
comments.
Scott. Isn't it fake reviews though? I
It
think.
was like, you waited 5 years for this, one of them said that.
Like like the New York Times says blah blah blah.
It feels like the movie. It feels like the movie.
And because you don't have reviews for games like that, you have movies because it's taken. We know nothing about the movie. I'd be no Scott.
But even if we did, we would be acting like we did.
I'll be a grocery clerk, background act.
Hotel clerk,
Could be in the movie.
bus driver. But even if we knew about the movie, we would be acting like we didn't know about the movie. For example, at Anime Week in Atlanta a couple of years ago, I had already recorded my lines for the Pizzeria Simulator, and Scott had told us, don't even tell people you've recorded lines. And so at the convention, we were saying things like, yeah, I mean, if there's another game, then that would be awesome. Well, we knew it was coming. He still trolled me, though, because when he released it, I still didn't know that was the game that I had recorded. I was like, this looks junky. This doesn't, like...
If there was a movie, we wouldn't know about it.
Yeah, there's a movie.
It would be awesome.
We don't know anything about the
I
movie.
wish I did. I wish.
All right, yes, here, and then you.
So I know that like more recently you've been more voice acting and voice acting in games. Since you're like more experienced, would you say that the voice acting industry in gaming is just as competitive as it would be in like, animation and
There's more. I think there's more games than animation because you have apps. You have everything's downloadable. Everything's streaming, so they can pump these out like it's just quicker to do that than animation.
And right now, I'm in the process of an aggressive push to get a good Los Angeles voiceover agent, even though I'm not in Los Angeles. And I mean, I've hired someone to coach me through it. And he says, listen, man, all the agents here want to hear commercial and video game. That's all they want.
Yeah.
Not animation, not promo, not whatever the other ones are, but commercial and video game or interactive. That's what they call that. But I mean, it's getting bigger and bigger, and they're getting more and more like little movies. You know, when you get your cutscenes in the middle of Call of Duty, and Kevin Spacey is literally in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like his face and his voice, like that's a big deal. I mean, grown-ups in here know who Kevin Spacey is. He's no small actor. He's a huge actor, and to have that guy digitally reproduced in a video game as the CEO of the corporation, it's pretty amazing that's where we're going. So the competition for big video game roles, World of Warcraft kind of games and Call of Duty kind of games and Borderlands and Borderlands, no, but what's the one that just came out like last week or week before? Joe Zeech is in it. Plays there's like a golden deer. Okay, no one. Okay. All the hits I had, guys.
No, but I will say about the industry, it's so many of my friends. You got to move to LA if you want to make it. You don't. You do not.
You don't have
I'm in Connecticut, in the mountains.
to. El Paso, Texas.
Like, I have a recording studio in my house. I work in LA all the time. Yeah, if you want to be like the big shows. But with Netflix and everything, I've never done an animated series where everybody's in the same.
I auditioned for a Netflix thing the other day.
Yeah, like you can't be.
I got shortlisted for a Nickelodeon. There's a show called Beetle and Bean, and I think I was auditioning for Beetle. Yeah, because I was having to talk to Bean. But yeah, it was. There was two of us. It was down to two of us. I didn't get it. Sorry, such as it is. All right, here in the black ears question.
What would you say for all the games, like one of the scariest moments would be? Like personally for me, it would be like in Pizzeria Simulator where you're sitting across from the animatronic, you have the checklist, and they play like the sounds for reactions. It just
Yeah, and it
freaks
makes you
me
look
out.
down at the notepad before
I
you
like.
look back up.
I
You
get
can swear that thing has
goosebumps looking
moved.
at it.
You know it's moved. I'm not quite sure how it moved, but it moved. And then, you know, probably for me is the sister location when you're under the desk and you've got the sheet metal pulled, and there's already stab holes in the metal.
Yup.
And hand
Oh,
you
was a good one.
Make eye contact, and you're like sitting under there, and then like you move a flight, and there's an eyeball, and you're no. Like literally at your computer screen, you're trying to not make eye contact, as if that makes a difference.
In the game,
Yes.
like,
But again, that's Scott Cawthon. Where were you the most scared in your life? In your own bedroom with a sheet over your head, as if that would have protected you from anything.
Yes.
And then imagine the sheet being pulled away. That was that feeling of that sheet metal. You're like, no. You know? It just was that. Let me take that scared feeling of the sheet over your head and let's take it one step further. And it's just absolutely great. You didn't need a demon-possessed doll, or you didn't need a guy with a hockey mask and a machete, or you know, it was really just the feeling of not being safe. It's just terrifying. That's my philosophy. What time is it? Well, we got time. All right. Black shirt in the front row.
How did you feel when Doggo got the interview with Scott?
That was awesome. He was like, when he beat
Yeah.
50-20 mode, and he was just sitting there in tears. I'm like, what just happened? This is like, he said yes. He couldn't
He
believe
was
it.
ugly crying.
It was great. And then he just got like, because Scott never does that.
No.
Because I've never talked to Scott on the phone.
I have been. That was early on.
Lucky.
Yeah.
I've emailed back and forth many a times with him. And I remember we couldn't agree on something, and I kept getting in the studio, tweaking some voices, I think this would sound good, and I did like different, and like just going back and forth, like, come on, get it, listen, Scott, we'll do this, come on, do it. And he was like, nah, we'll do this, and I'm like, but he was very generous to go back and forth with me on his time, because it was hard to get a hold of him.
But he's like, he's so cool. It was like, he's the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I've never seen him.
No.
But then I used to have theories. I was talking to
I
my
don't think
wife,
he's
I
real.
go, what if Andy is Scott?
That's my favorite fan theory
And
ever.
I'm like, I do cons with him. He always talks about Scott, but like, I don't know if he's like.
Scott is a genius. That would make so
But
much
then I was
sense
just
if I
going,
was.
I go, what if Andy is Scott? She goes, no, because you've never seen them in the same place at the same time.
And then I was a serious conversation. I'm like, no, because then I was like, maybe I can't say this around Andy about like this FNAF stuff I don't want to do, and like I want to pitch Scott.
What if I went and took a picture with him in Austin, Texas, but then everybody would just be like, yeah, but he just found that guy that he's been using the whole time to have pictures of. That's not really, you know. So, but for adults who weren't caught up, the YouTuber Daco challenged Scott Cawthon. The ultimate custom night was impossible to beat.
Yeah.
And 50-20 mode was all 50 of the animatronics at once on the 20th level of difficulty. And so he said, Scott, if I beat 50-20 mode, will you give me an interview? And Scott said yes, probably, I suspect, because he thought it was impossible.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, Daco went without.
He almost
I think
quit.
that kid slept about 16 hours that first week.
He was so
I mean,
ready to quit.
he was
He's
playing the game.
So proud of himself. It was a huge moment.
So the video, you can find the video online of when he's playing and he's on 50-20 and it's almost at the end, and all of a sudden that clock rolls over and he went, and it's because he's just, first of all, fatigued beyond sanity. You know how silly you are.
His adrenaline was almost.
And he was, and that, what a big deal. He's been in Five Nights at Freddy's for 4 years, you know, and it's, the guy's like 21 years old, so he's making a living at it now, but it's what he's been doing. And Scott Cawthon, I mean, you got an interview with Scott Cawthon, you are at the highest echelon of Five Nights at Freddy's gamers. Markiplier hasn't gotten an interview with Scott Cawthon. Jacksepticeye, Matt Pat have not interviewed Scott Cawthon. DA Games has not interviewed Scott Cobb.
The murder really did like 2020.
Yeah, I've met Will at LA recently. Yeah, he's a talented guy. So yeah, Daco, what a spectacular thing. And he got the interview. It's like an hour and a half long phone interview with Scott Cobb.
I listened to the whole thing. I'm like,
Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah. It could have been me with a voice modulator. I don't know. So. Hello, Daco. All right, what else? We got a couple more questions. We got a couple more red shirt here, black sleeves.
Have you guys heard about the Banana Splits movie? What do you think about that?
Oh.
It's like they took the idea of FNAF, even though the Banana Splits are not animatronic,
Mm-hmm.
and they made them animatronic.
Yep.
really?
So like,
I don't know
and
anything
apparently
about
it
this.
had something to do with the original script. I'm
Yeah.
not sure about that.
Yeah, I heard
but-
about that.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Know nothing?
There's a teaser up there, so watch it.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? I can't see. I see an arm out in the aisle in the back. Red hat. Yeah.
So you know, after like FNAF like kind of boomed up, there was like other different kinds of fan games that people like do, like Five Nights at Jollibee, Five Nights. Yeah. Five Nights at
Candies,
Five
yeah.
Candies.
Red Best, right?
Yeah. I'm wondering if you have seen like some videos of them, but like, would you try them out to like see like what other people like have done? Just like
I've
for
never even heard of them.
No, I mean, I know they exist. I don't even have time to play the FNAF games. So, or really any other games. I bought a PS4 just so I could get the PSVR, and it came with like 7 games. And so I played like the first 20 minutes of Call of Duty, and I played this Star Wars game that I cannot. All right, guys, y'all got too many buttons on y'all's controllers nowadays. When I grew up, there was a joystick and a red button. Period. If it was a video game in an arcade, it might have 2 buttons, but that was just so you could play right-handed or left-handed. It was the same button. They both did the same thing. Man, you got buttons. And there's secret buttons. My ring finger is reaching on the bottom of that controller. I mean, it's. Y'all gonna be hooking up feet before too long to this whole thing. I'm getting shot, and the camera's looking at me directly from above, and I can't even figure out who's shooting me or how to fix the camera. I sound like Mr. Hippo playing Star Wars. So, say all that to say, no, I haven't had time to play any of the Five Nights at Freddy's fan games, but I hear Pop Goes makes really good ones. I've heard of Five Nights at Candy's recently. Somebody's mentioned that one. So, I mean, Joy Creation.
Yeah.
It's not like the normal setup. You actually have to like move. It's like a move around, and it's a big chase.
Yeah, they chase
Final
you.
Nights. That was a good one.
Yeah.
And they fight around the animatronics.
Yeah.
And some people think that it's right, but then they run into it, and then it was the animatronic.
Very good. One more question. Here it is. Right here it is, man.
What did folks in your life say when you started getting into voice acting?
Oh, good
A
one.
lot of people say, like, but I knew what I wanted to do. So it's like, if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. I figured out every single way I could do it. I still had a daytime job. It was 9 to 5. I said, okay, lunch break, I have an hour. I'll eat real quick and I'll market. I'll call recording studios. I'll call ad agencies, pitch myself, introduce myself, email. I'd work nights. I sometimes would work overnight recording as much stuff as I could, practicing with a coach on the East Coast, on the West Coast, while on the East Coast. Anything I could do because I wanted it so bad. I got my demos done, and I just wanted it so bad. I did whatever it took.
Yeah, mine was real similar. I'm gonna shift the answer just a little bit because I'm gonna go 1 minute over on my time to give this answer here. I was a middle school teacher. I had been doing voiceover for a year or two, and my kids knew it. When the school year began, when I first began, I wouldn't even tell people I was in voiceover because what if you fail?
Yeah.
Then they're like, hey, what happened to that voiceover job? You suck, right? But once I started making a couple $100s a month as a teacher, I knew that I was going to do this for a while. Because a couple $100s a month, what more could a teacher ask for? I mean, that's the whole reason I got into it, for the money. Found out I was acting later. So my kids knew. I told my kids I did voiceover, and I showed them a couple commercials. I was in a Virgin Mobile commercial that was pretty cool. and with Rick Astley in it.
Yeah.
And so they knew. So I'm sitting in class in the spring, and it was a slow class, and I had my computer open, and I was checking my personal email, not my school email, and I got the notice that I had gotten the job. I was like, oh, I got a voiceover job, everybody. And they're like, oh, cool, neat. I was like, oh, it's a video game. And a couple more people went, oh, cool, neat. And I was like, oh, look, here's the script. Let's read some of it. And I was like, due to the unfortunate closing of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. And 3 of them went, it's a Five Nights at Freddy's game. And I said, I don't know what that means. But I am not going to say anything else because I know enough that I said. So I emailed Scott Coffin right away. Well, I emailed the guy, whoever it was Scott Coffin. I was like, hey, I just read some of this in front of my middle school students, and they said it was a Five Nights at Freddy's game. I just don't want to violate any non-disclosure agreements. He said, yeah, it is. But what I realize now is what he said to me was, I guess I can tell you it's a Five Nights at Freddy's game because it's in the script. What I didn't realize is that no one else knew. Like Kellen Goff didn't even know his character's name was Funtime Freddy.
Wow.
Right? Like not everybody knew it was fun. Scott trolls all of us as much as possible.
Yeah.
He's all in the dark. So he didn't even know. So he said, you can tell people you're in it, the new Five Nights at Freddy's game. You can't tell them what your character is or any of your lines. And I was like, okay, cool. So that was the beginning of this. That was October of 16. And well, no, that was March of 16. October 16, the game came out. So I had a whole new set of kids. And then January 17 was my first con. And I think this is about number 28, I think. So it's a little while. It's like 1 a month almost. So Joe's joined us a year in the past.
Just about a year.
Happy to have him in the family. We just had our Five Nights at Freddy's 5th anniversary this past week.
Yeah.
So really awesome. But I have got 7:52, and we were supposed to go to a 7:50. That's the way I roll. So thanks everybody for coming out. We hope you had a fun time.
Yeah.